Alright lads, let's talk about the dream. We're not just buying a car, we're hunting for a legend. Imagine it, a classic Ferrari, maybe a stunning 308 or a glorious Dino, hiding away in a dusty barn or sitting unloved in a garage. Finding one is a proper adventure. You're scrolling through ads, you're talking to people at car meets, you're following up on whispers and rumors. It takes patience, a bit of luck, and a keen eye. The heart starts pounding when you get that first lead, that first photo. This isn't just a purchase, it's the beginning of a magnificent journey, a chance to bring a piece of motoring history back to life. Now, you've found a potential motor. The excitement is through the roof, but this is where you need to keep a cool head. Before you even think about shaking hands on a deal, you need to do your homework. Get the chassis number, check its history, and make sure it's a genuine article. Ferraris have a story and you want to know every chapter. Is it a matching numbers car? Has it had any major prangs in the past? These are the questions that can save you a world of hurt and a mountain of cash down the line. A little bit of research now prevents a lot of heartache later. Hold your horses, do the digging, and be absolutely sure of what you're looking at. The inspection is the moment of truth. You gotta get up close and personal. I always say, get your hands dirty. Crawl underneath and look for rust, especially in the sills, floor pans, and around the wheel arches. Check every panel for signs of filler with a little magnet. It's a simple trick, but it tells you a lot. Look at the panel gaps. On a Ferrari, they should be tight and even. Pop the bonnet, check the engine for any obvious leaks, and listen to it run if you can. Don't be dazzled by the shiny red paint, look for the hidden gremlins. It's about seeing the car's true condition, not just the dream. Finally, the deal. This is where you have to be smart. You've done your inspection, you know what work needs doing, and you have a rough idea of the costs. Use that knowledge to negotiate a fair price. Don't be afraid to walk away if the numbers don't add up. Remember, the purchase price is just the entry fee. The real investment is the time, passion, and money you're about to pour into the restoration. But when you finally agree on a price, shake hands, and get those keys in your hand, well, there's no feeling quite like it. You've done it. You've bagged yourself a proper prancing horse, and the real fun is about to begin. Right, you've got the car back to your workshop. What's next? The teardown. This is one of the most critical stages, and you need to be methodical. It's not about ripping everything out as fast as you can. It's a careful, organized process. Get yourself plenty of plastic bags, labels, and a marker pen. Every single nut, bolt, and trim piece that comes off the car needs to be bagged and tagged. Where did it come from? What does it connect to? Taking photos at every step is a lifesaver, believe me. It creates a visual roadmap that will be absolutely invaluable when it's time to put it all back together again months or even years later. As you start dismantling, you're essentially performing an automotive autopsy. This is where you uncover all the secrets the car has been hiding. You'll find the hidden rust, the dodgy old repairs, and the worn-out components. It might seem a bit daunting as the pile of parts grows larger and the car looks more and more like a bare shell. But this is a good thing. You're getting a complete picture of the project ahead. You can now create a proper to-do list and a shopping list for all the new parts you'll need. This detailed assessment is the foundation of a quality restoration, ensuring no stone is left unturned. Once the car is stripped down to its bare metal shell, the real dirty work begins. It's time for a proper clean. Every bit of old underseal, grime, and grease has to go. This is a messy job, but it's essential for finding any and all corrosion. A media blaster is your best friend here, carefully stripping away old paint and rust without damaging the precious metal underneath. This reveals the true state of the bodywork. You'll see every pinhole and every weak spot. It's a blank canvas, a fresh start for the masterpiece that is to come. A clean shell is a happy shell. With the bodywork exposed, you can start on the metal repairs. This is where real skill comes into play. You need to cut out any rusted or damaged sections completely. Don't just patch over it. That's a bodge job, and we don't do those. New metal sections need to be carefully fabricated and welded into place. The goal is to make the repair invisible, to restore the structural integrity and the original lines of the car as if the damage never happened. Take your time, measure twice, cut once, and weld with precision. This painstaking work is what separates a good restoration from a truly great one. Now for the beating heart of any Ferrari, that glorious engine. Whether it's a V8 or a V12, it deserves the utmost respect. The engine rebuild is a specialist job, a symphony of engineering. You start with a complete teardown, laying out every single component in order. Each part, pistons, valves, bearings, gaskets, is meticulously inspected for wear and tear. Anything that isn't perfect gets replaced. It's not about cutting corners. It's about building an engine that will be reliable and powerful for years to come. This is your chance to make it better than it was when it left Maranello. Cleaning every internal engine part is a crucial step. You want the inside of that engine to be surgically clean before reassembly. All the oil channels must be clear and every surface spotless. Then, the reassembly begins, and it's a slow, deliberate process. Every bolt is torqued to precise specifications. Every clearance is measured with feeler gauges. A little tip: use plenty of assembly lube on all the moving parts. This protects them during that critical first startup. Watching that engine come back together, piece by perfect piece, is one of the most rewarding parts of the entire project. It's pure mechanical art. While the engine is being reborn, you can turn your attention to the cabin. The interior is where you, the driver, will spend your time, so it has to be perfect. The original leather seats, dashboard, and carpets are often cracked, faded, and worn. The first step is to carefully remove everything again, taking photos and notes. You need to decide what can be saved and what needs to be replaced. Sometimes a good leather conditioner can bring old seats back to life. Other times, you'll need a skilled trimmer to stitch new leather, matching the original grain and pattern exactly. It's about preserving that classic Italian charm. Restoring the interior is a game of details. The classic Velia dials need to be checked, cleaned, and recalibrated. The iconic open-gate shifter needs to be polished until it gleams. Every switch and knob must work as it should. If you're replacing the carpets, use a high-quality set that matches the original material and color. A little tip is to add extra sound deadening material under the new carpets. It makes for a much more pleasant driving experience. When you finally sit in that fully restored cockpit, surrounded by the smell of fresh leather, you'll know all the effort was worth it. The bodywork is perfect. The engine is ready. Now for the glamour, the paint. This is what everyone will see first, so it has to be flawless. Preparation is everything. The bare metal shell needs several coats of high-quality primer, with each coat being block sanded until the surface is as flat as a billiard table. This is a dusty, time-consuming job, but it's the secret to a mirror-like finish. Any imperfections in the primer will show up tenfold in the final top coat. Don't rush this stage. A perfect foundation is non-negotiable for a world-class paint job. Choosing the color is a big decision. Are you sticking with the original Rosso Corsa, or going for a different classic Ferrari shade like Giallo Modena or Blu Scuro? Once decided, the car goes into a professional spray booth. Multiple layers of base coat are applied, followed by several coats of clear lacquer for that deep, lustrous shine. A top tip from the pros is to allow the paint to fully cure for several days before you even think about touching it. Then comes the final wet sanding with ultra-fine grit paper and a multi-stage machine polish. The goal is to achieve a finish so deep you feel like you could dive right into it. Now for the grand finale, the reassembly. All those carefully labeled bags of parts come out of storage. This is where your meticulous organization pays off. It's like the world's best and most expensive Meccano set. You start by fitting the newly rebuilt engine and transmission back into the chassis. Then comes the wiring loom, the suspension, the brakes, and the exhaust system. Every component is new or restored to as-new condition. It's a slow process, but seeing the car come back together is incredibly satisfying. It starts to look like a Ferrari again, and the excitement builds with every part you bolt on. The final pieces of the puzzle are the interior and the exterior trim. The restored dashboard, seats, and carpets are carefully installed. The gleaming chrome bumpers, badges, and window surrounds are fitted. Every detail matters. You stand back and there it is. No longer a dusty relic or a bare shell, but a living, breathing work of art. The moment you turn the key for the first time and that glorious engine roars to life, well, words can't do it justice. The journey is over. You haven't just restored a car, you've saved a piece of history. And the reward? Getting behind the wheel and driving your masterpiece? Ed would be proud. What a result.